दिक्कालाद्यनवच्छिन्न अनन्तचिन्मात्रमूर्तये स्वानुभूत्येकमानाय नमः शान्ताय तेजसे. Um, we were looking at the introduction of Neethi shatakam. This section, right? So he treats the Subhashita Trishati as one text completely, all three put together. So he treats the first beginning is Neethi shatakam, the middle one is Shringara shatakam, and then you have Vairagya shatakam. So with regards to Adi Mangalam, Madhya Mangalam, and Antya Mangalam, that is where we were stuck. I was thinking of what it could be. So the Adi Vachanat Adau Namaskara Rupam. The first shloka that we saw, Swanubhuti Ekamanaya Namaha Shantaya Tejase. So that is Namaskaratmakam. Ante Parabrahma Smarana Lakshanam. Ante, when you look at the last shloka, he says Liye Parabrahmani. The shloka, the Vairagya Shatakam ends with the shloka where he says, I completely surrender myself, or I completely merge myself with the Parabrahma Swarupam. That is the Antya Mangalam. And then Madhye Tad Ubhayatmakam cha Mangalam Acharitam. Madhye refers to, I think, the Shringara Shatakam, which is of the format of both a Namaskara and a Vastu Nirdesha. So the Antam is Vastu Nirdesha. Here he talks about both Vastu. In the middle, Shringara Shatakam, the beginning of it is a Namaskaratmakam to Manmatha. So Manmatha becomes the subject matter of the text, and so it is both Vastu Nirdesha and Namaskaratmakam. That is the Madhya Mangalam that he was talking about in this section. The first paddhati is Murkha paddhati. I'll go over the avatarika just a little bit. Prabandhasyasya vividha swarupa parijnananartham tattat paddhati nibandhanataya chikirshitattvat. मूर्ख विद्वत् पद्धत्योः व्यावर्तक भावस्य अवशिष्टत्वेन उभय निरूपणे संप्राप्ते प्राथम्येन मुख्य प्रसंग संगत्योः अन्यतरस्य अभावात्. Okay, अशोकवनिका न्याय, that's fine. I think he goes into too much of detail, so let's just start with Murkha paddhati. So Murkha paddhati is where he goes by, when he attacks subjects, or when he describes the subjects, he goes by contrasting subjects. If it is Murkha paddhati, then the next will be automatically Vidvat paddhati. If the one paddhati is Sujana paddhati, then the next one is Durjana paddhati. So he tries to look at both sides of a coin in that manner. So the first one is about fools.
Mahoday, who is this commentator?
Ramachandra Budhendra.
Recent commentator?
Illa, konjam older one, 18th, not 18th century, ancient person. I don't know, you can check out the what is there in the beginning. I'm not sure.
Okay. But we don't have Malinatha or something like that.
Never. Malinatha has written only for Panchamahakavyam or all those things. He doesn't, I don't know if he even knew about Neethi shatakam at his time or what, we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is, so the first shloka here is Bodharaha matsaragrastaha prabhavaha smayadushitaha abodha upahatascha anye jirnamange subhashitam. Starts off with not talking about Murkha in general, but he says it's like a preamble to his own his own life as such. Probably these are the things that he faced in his own life. He must have written shlokas, and when he tried to go and show it to people who were intelligent, they were jealous of his intellect. And if he showed it to patrons for money, or to lords whom he thinks are patrons of arts and they will appreciate it, they are usually more arrogant about their attitude, and that comes to the fore instead of appreciating what is the art that is there in front of them. The rest are all unintelligent. So there are just three categories of people that he says. So, Bodharaha, Matsaragrastaha, Prabhavaha, Smayadushitaha, Abodha upahataha cha anye jirnamange subhashitam. Now, what is the problem here with Shringara Shatakam? I don't think Dik is the shloka for Shringara Shatakam. Okay, Madhyamangalam, there was another shloka. That was
Yeah,
not the
Namo
shloka.
Makaradvajaya is there.
Makaradvajaya is the shloka.
Yeah,
So it is not
Shringarashatakasya
that.
pratamam shloka.
अत्र अस्ति शम्भु स्वयंभु हरयः हरिणेक्षणानां येन अक्रियन्त सततं गृहकुम्भदासाः वाचाम् अगोचर चरित्र विचित्रिताय तस्मै नमो भगवते मकरध्वजाय. So namaha makaradvajaya, namaskaratmakam atra, and makaradvaja manmatha is the subject matter of this Shringara shatakam. Okay, so it's not any nindatmakam. Okay. Bodharaha, those who know, jnaninaha, those people who understand things really well. Matsaragrastaha, they are caught by matsara, or they are caught by jealousy here. So matsarena asuyaya para utkarsha asahanana. They are unable to tolerate the fact that somebody else is better than oneself. So that becomes an issue for people who know a lot. So matsara bodharaha, matsara grastaha. That is, they don't have the gracious way of accepting the talent in another person. Prabhavaha smayadushitaha. Prabhavaha rajanaha. Smayadushitaha garva durvinitaha. They don't have vinaya rahitaha, and so they don't listen to what the other person is trying to say. All a king would look at is, okay, this is someone who wants money from me and he is trying to sell his poetry and trying to get money. It doesn't matter. He is one among the 10 people who are trying to flatter me. Right? So he becomes very arrogant because of that. So Prabhavaha.
The Smaya usually means smiling, right? Like Hasanam.
No, it's not.
Like, we do have the Smi Dhatu, right? Where Smaya, Smayati, Smayate.
But Smaya is the first meaning of it is Garvaha. Madaha. I don't know if it means smiling. I don't think so.
And I mean, obviously not from this, but I'm just saying that it's, I thought that comes from Smi Dhatu. Just trying to figure out how is it related. I'm sure it comes from the same Dhatu, and I'm sure the meaning is Garva, like you say. I'm just saying, I'm curious that
I have no clue, because Smi is Ishad Hasanam or Anadare. There are two dhatus here.
Oh,
there is
Anadare.
Anadare. So that's
so
the
I guess
word.
if you're very prideful, you do Anadara to others, maybe.
Yeah, Garbam. Like, because of the pride, you show a kind of ignore others, right? Yeah. So Prabhavaha smayadushitaha abodha upahatascha anye. So what about the others? They are all hit by abodha, ignorance. So abodha upahataha cha anye. So anye ukta ubhaya vyatirikta janaha. People who are other than these two. So the rest, how are they? They are abodhena ajnanena upahataha nashta atmanaha. They are being hit engarada. That is, they are atkolla patutamo. Illana abde complete adachu makkum bolya. So abodha upahatascha anye. Now why does he list all of these people? Hence, subhashitam, whatever good things that I am saying, it will completely get, jirnam. It will be digested within me itself. There is no avenue for it, and it is not going to get into anybody else's ears. So, jirnamange subhashitam. Very pessimistic way of looking at the world also. Probably he has only encountered people like this. That's why he says this. Abodha upahatascha anye jirnam ange subhashitam. Okay. Bodharo matsaragrastaha prabhavaha smayadushitaha abodhopahatascha anye jirnamange subhashitam. Agnya sukhamadhyah sukhataram aradhyate visheshajnyaha jnanalava durvidagdham brahmapi naram na ranjayati. So what sort of a person is a Murkha? That's Swarupam. Agnaha, if he is a person who is completely ignorant of things, it is easy for us to teach him. If he is a Visheshagnya, if he is an intelligent person, there is nothing for us to teach. That is, it becomes even more easier to Aradhyate nama atra, he takes it as it is for us to interact with such a person, right? He says samadhiyate, you can samadhanam kartum shakyate iti. So it is possible for us to interact, or it is possible for us to placate a person who is either a completely ignorant person, or if it is a wise one, even more so, he can be easily pleased. But if he is a person who is arrogant because of one little bit of jnanam in him, even Brahma cannot make him pleased. Cannot please him. So Agnyaha yaha na janati saha Agnyaha sukham aradhyaha sukham priyate, that it is easy for us to please him very in a very easy manner. Visheshagnaha, if he is a person who knows something in particular, in other words, what it means is Vishesham janati shastrajnanam tasya vartate iti. So Vishesham janati Visheshagnaha tattvavetta saha tu sukhattaram atyanta anayasena aradhyate. It is very easy to please him even more. So atyanta. Whereas jnana lava durvidagdham, jnanam shastrajnanam, tasya lavena durvidagdham nama panditam maninam iti. So one who thinks of himself, vidagdha is a expert, whereas durvidagdha, one who thinks of himself as bad expert in sollakodadu. Now, instead of saying like that, you think of it as one who thinks of himself as an expert. So durvidagdham jnana lava, he just has acquired a little bit of knowledge, so he thinks he knows everything about that subject. Tadrisham naram, this is an adjective to nara. Tadrisham durvidagdham naram brahma api na ranjayati. He cannot please even Brahma cannot please this sort of a man.
I always thought that this word is very interesting because jnanena vidagdha means his impurities have been burnt by knowledge. Therefore, he's a pandita. Vidagdha, that was my understanding of it. And durvidagdha means he's not been completely purified. He's only half purified.
Half-baked knowledge.
Half-baked.
Correct.
Half-baked, just like the English word. It's like it's a very interesting word. It also comes from Veda, like, and Agni Dagdaha, it comes in one of the Upanishads. I'll find it. I just remember it. I saw it again here.
நீங்க சொல்றது வந்து இதுல தான் ஒரு அக்னி தக்தாஹா அனக்னி தக்தாஹான்னு
கரெக்ட், அதான் சொல்றேன்.
அது வந்து பிரேத சம்ஸ்காரே வர்த்ததே அதுவா பிண்ட பிரதானே.
அது வந்து completely different context.
Totally different context. ஏன்னா பிண்ட பிரதான சமயே we give, so those who were burnt, those who did not undergo samskaras, they will also be pleased by this vikirannam.
That is completely different. It came to my mind, but that's a different context.
Agnya sukham aradhyah sukhataram aradhyate visheshagnyah jnana lava durvidagdham brahmapi naram na ranjayati. The meter here is Aryavritta. Aryavritta. Prasakya mani muddharet makaravam vaktra damshrantarat samudramapi santaret prachaladurmi malakulam bhujangamapi kopitam shirasi pushpavadharayet natu pratinivishta murkha jana chittam aradhayet. The meter is Prithviya, or it's a difficult meter nanikren. I can't say which one this is. மறந்து போயிடுது எனக்கு. Okay, I'll check.
Prithvi meter ati bhrashta dosha.
I think the last one, natu pratinivishta murkajina chittam alone is that natu pratinivishtamu. Illiye சரியா தானே இருக்கு.
No, every 3 lines has it. The Tailamapi has the Tai also is there, and then the Mriga Trishnikasu, the Ka is also there.
Yati bhangam. Yati bhangam da. So otherwise it follows the meter, but the yati is the problem. Prasakyam natu pratinivishta murkha jana chittam aradayet is a repeat for the next shloka also, not after that. இது வந்து it goes different. Okay, but the trend is the same. The meaning theme is the same. So he is in the next two shlokas with this third and fourth, he is trying to say how difficult it is to please a fool. Pratinivishta murkha janasya chittam natu aradayet. It is not possible for us to please the mind of the heart of a person who is extremely stubborn. So pratinivishtamna அந்த பக்கம் திருப்பின்னு இருக்கிறோம். One who won't even see reason, one whom you cannot even try to turn towards your side. He is completely determined to think otherwise only. And there are some people, you know, whatever you say, they will only think or do the opposite of what you say, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it is something they like. Still they will be insistent on doing something which is opposite to what we say. So prati always refers to something that is turned other ways. Pratinivartate, returning. Pratigachati, one who is pratinivartat, returning kinda. So one who is in the opposite direction. He is facing in the opposite direction. So saha murkaha pratinivishtaha. In other words, he is pratinivishtam abhinivesha akrantam ityartha, or duragraha avishtam. One who has a stubborn nature. Such a stubborn fool's mind na aradhayete. It is not possible for us to please his mind. We could even try to do the other three things. What are those things? Makaravaktra damstrantarat prasahya manim uddharet. Makaravaktra damstra antarat. From the gap, antaram, from the gap of the teeth that is there in a makara nama, some kind of a shark, let's say. Okay, even one can even try to extract the jewel from the jaws of a shark, from the spaces in between the teeth of a makara, which is a jalajantu. So makaraha shimshumarakhyaha jalagraha visheshaha. It's a shimshumarangardu, we usually say it is a dolphin. You can even take it as a shark, because to put your hand into the mouth of some kind of an aquatic animal which is dangerous and try to take out a gem which is lodged in between the teeth of that, it requires a great kind of both bravery at the same time it requires some kind of an intelligence also somehow to take it out of the mouth of that shark. So prasahya, with great force, manim uddharet, one can extract, one can pull out a mani, a jewel, from within antarat, from within the space of damshtra, from the teeth of the mouth vaktra of a makara, of any, say, shark, jalajantu. Ati sankatat ityartha. Okay, antaralam, the teeth are all, you know, if you look at a jaws padathalala and the shark koda, if they show their teeth, it is so much together. There is no space in between the teeth at all, right? Probably that's what he's trying to say. The space is so little that you have to extract it out of that, like a dentist. Samudramapi santaret rachalat urmi mala kulam. Prachalat urmi mala akulam samudramapi santaret. One can, it is possible for one to cross an ocean, samudramapi, which is akulam, which is completely, which is restless, or which is filled with the urmimala, constant waves, that is prachalat, that is moving constantly. So if it is possible to cross an ocean which is totally restless, or which is filled with prachalad urmimala, which is filled with the tumbling waves. Still, it is possible to do that also. Inge vandu, don't think of boat or ship or anything. It is trying to cross an ocean by just oneself, maybe swimming. It is full of waves and you are trying to swim, yet it is possible for you to swim across such an ocean. Bhujangamapi kopitam bhujangamapi shirasi pushpavat dharayet. It is possible for us to wear even an angry snake as a mala on our head. Shirasi, on the head, pushpavat, like a flower, like a pushpamalavat, kopitam bhujangamapi, even a angered snake, dharayet, can be worn. Kintu tu, kintu pratinivishta murkha janachittam na aradhayet. It is not possible for us to please the mind of a fool who is determined to be on the face the other direction, or who is extremely stubborn. The similar theme goes on to the next one also.
Where is that meter in the Vyakhana Prithvi? Is it there or
It's there.
I don't know. Is it there?
No, I don't think it is given. You know why he has not given? Because there is a Yati
There's a
Bhanga.
Yati Bhanga.
That is why he doesn't give this.
Is the Yatibanga in the last line?
Yeah, last line. Yeah.
Yes, last line. Natu pratinivish.
So usually the Yatibanga.
Three lines. First line,
okay.
second line, fourth line.
Okay, so Vishana.
I think only the last line, right? Only the last line it is the Yati Bhanga, right?
I think Prithvi, I need to check the
17 letters, 8 plus 9.
8 plus 9, so prasahyamani mudharet. It is fine. Samudramapi santaret. That is also fine. Bhujangamapi kopitam. That is also fine.
Next sloka only has the problem.
Natu pratinivishtamur.
Moor.
It stops in the middle of Murkha.
Yeah.
In half the word. Probably because it's Murkha, so it wants maybe the Yati.
The idea is, see, in those days, Yati was more to do with a natural pause. It depends on whether the Kavi wants to take that pause or not. So, Yati Bangangardu, okay, he doesn't explain it. Hold on. Okay, so the meter definition is this, okay? So, jasau jasayala vasugraha yatihi cha prithivi guruhu. Now, in a meter, ja, you have sagana, jagana, and then ja again, sagana, yagana, and then a laghu. So, there are totally 17 letters. It is an atyashti variety of meter. So, atyashti is like a group. Any group of meters, any permutation combination of 17 letters in one padam, then it comes under the category of atyashti. Okay, 17 letters. The lagu, guru, however, it can be a combination of that. So in permutation combination, there can be so many different meters and which have not still been discovered also. There should be one rhythmic arrangement to it for better recitation. Now, Shikharini is a kind of meter which comes under 17. Shikharini is of the entirety of Saundara Lahari is Shikharini. Shivashaktya yukto yadi bhavati shaktah prabhavitum. That is Shikharini. Now, this Prithvi vandu jasau jasayala vasu graha yati. Now, yati is a natural pause that you give between these 17 letters. It can be too, how do we say, it can be too much for the breath control. Many people who do not have breath control cannot recite all 17 letters. And imagine if it goes to the next padam also. You cannot break in the middle at all. So if there is a yati, you can take a pause, take a breath, and then continue further. So this is, yati is usually not given as part of definite lakshanas. This is what is found generally in the shlokas that you find, in the Lakshya shlokas that you find. So they use certain terminologies to show where the yati should be. Vasu and graha. Vasu is ashta vasu. Graha is navagraha. So ashta becomes one component and nava become one component. So 8 plus 9 is 17. You have a yati after 8 letters. So even in the lakshanam itself, you will find that jasau, jasayala, vasu, there is a pause. So the pause need not be with a complete word. It can be within the samasta padam as long as the word is complete. Vasu graha yatischa prithivi guruhu. So graha yatischa prithvi guruhu. So there are 9 letters in the last part. Is it clear? So this is what yati is. You give a pause. If you look at Shikharini, Rasai Rudra is Chinna. Chinna, it is split into two as a Rasa and Rudra. Rasa are Shad Rasas, 6. Rudra is Ekadasha Rudra, 11. So 11 plus 6 again is 17. But you take a pause after 6 letters. If you go to Mandakranta, Jaladi Shadagaihi. So Jaladi Shadagaihi refers to, I think, Samudra. Mandakranta Jaladi Shadagaihi Bhaunatau Tadguru Chet. So there are 4 Samudra. And then you have 6, 6. You will have to separate it into that. So it depends on how you do it. So for in the example, one thing Drishau tava madalase vadanam indu matyaspadam. This is one shlokam that he has. Drishau tava madalase 8. Drishau tava madalase 8 vanduradu. So there is a pause here that you can take. You can pause. Drishau tava madalase vadanamindu matyaspadam. That becomes another component. So idu da yati. Certain poets do not follow this yati. Ipo inge pathomna 1, 2, na tu prati nivishta mur. Abdina, the 8th letter finishes in the middle of a word. So which means according to the Lakshanam, there is a yati bhanga in this. That's all. Okay? Good.
The first meter, when you said Arya is not is a matra based meter, right? It doesn't fit into these neat categories.
It won't.
Yeah.
Matra vandu konjam அது வேற.
அது வந்து பாலம் போற மாதிரி. It's almost like music, right? It's a different theme. Yeah.
It's a different theme. You can count and give it, but the number of matras should be there. It doesn't go by the number of aksharas. I can't count like pra, sa, hya, ma. The best way to analyze Arya and understand the meter as such is go through Arya Shatakam 100 shlokas in Mukha Panchashati. Each one is of a different combination, you will find. So when I say 4 matras, I can split the 4 matras as 2 guru, which will be 2 plus 2 is 4. I can also have 1, 2 and 1. I can have a laghu, a guru and a laghu. So it will be 1, 2 and 1. Again, that will also be 4. So if there can be variety of combinations that can come there, and depending on that, it is termed as Arya. Arya within itself, it has many categories there. So the master பண்றது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் தான். Okay. So Prasakya Mani Muddharet, Makaravaktra Dramshtantarat. Here the first 3 have a proper yati. The last line, Natu Pratinivishta Murkha Jana Chittamaradayet, is a yati bhanga. That is, there is a problem with the pause that we take. The next shloka. Labheta sikatasu tailamapi yatnataf pidayan pibecha mrigatrishhnikasu salilam pipasarditaha Kadachidapi paryatan shashavishanam asadayet natu pratinivishta murkha jana chittam aradayet. Again, he is calling out 3 impossible things here. In the earlier one, at least it was very difficult, extremely difficult. There are people who could probably achieve all those things, but these 3 are completely atyanta bhava. So those were durlabha, but here it is totally impossible. It increases in degree here. So sikatasu tailamapi yatnataha pidayan tailamapi labheta. It is possible to get labheta. It is possible to attain oil even from sand if we try to really crush it with great effort. So when we want to get oil, we put it inside something and crush it so that it starts, the oil starts oozing out. And the madri chekkala potti enna edukkaradilla. Chekkala manala potti enna edukka try pannalum it will come. And the madri like wood pressed oil. So you try to put mud inside there and somehow you with great effort you can, but it is not possible. So this is something that is completely impossible. So sikatasu, in sand, yatnataha pidayan, by with a great effort, if you try to yatnataha kutaschit prayatnat, by great effort, pidayan, using some yantram or something like that, if you try to crush it, sikatasu, in sand you will be able to find tailam. He says kalatraye api atyanta sneha anadhikarana bhutasu sikatasu. Valukasu. Valuka is sand. Sand which does not have that the pishipishipungrolya, that stickiness. Atyanta abhavaha vartate. It cannot be the adhikaranam for any kind of sneha bhava, any kind of that stickiness. We try different kinds of seed oil, that oil, this oil. You can't do that with sand oil. No? So that's what he's saying here. So sikatasu, in sand, like desert sand, thailam labhet. It could be possible to obtain thailam oil. The next is mrigatrishnikasu pipasarditaha sailam pibetcha. It is even possible for a person who is suffering from pipasa, from thirst. He could drink water from a mirage. Mrigatrishnika. Mrigatrishnika is a mirage. That is, it is an illusion. It is an illusory appearance of water in a desert. Which way kanal neer thane. So it doesn't kaanuvadharku neer pola irukkiradungra mari eduthukanum adha. It is not real water, but it is just an illusion that appears in the desert, or even sometimes when you are driving on tar road in India, and the tar road when you are driving and the heat of the sun just falls, you will think that there is water at a distance. It plays tricks on your eyes. So you can even drink water from there. Kadachidapi, at some point or the other, it is possible. Paryatan, as you roam around in this world, Shasha Vishanam Asadayet, you could get the horns of a rabbit. Rabbits do not have horns, but it is possible, maybe you could get a rabbit too. Who knows? But it is not possible to turn the mind of a stubborn fool. Pratinivishta Murkha jana chittam natu aradhayet. It's not possible for you to please him.
He's very frustrated. He's extremely frustrated.
Totally.
He must have tried really hard.
It's difficult to interact with a fool.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yeah, but he's showing his experience and his disappointment. He must have tried really hard.
That's what I like about Bhartrhari, is both Neethi, shatakam and his all of his works. It seems like a personal journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So labheta sikatasu tailamapi. Inge vandu paathalna labheta sikatasu tai. The 8th letter comes in between. Pibetcha mriga trishnika. Again, ka su. Even there, you can adjust by saying that pratyaya comes in, that supratyaya comes in. So it's fine. You can have a yati bhanga there. It's fine. Kadachit tapi paryatan anga parvala. So there is no yati bhanga here. Only 1, 2 and 4. Okay. So labheta sikatasu tailamapi yatnataf pidayan पिबेच्च मृगतृष्टिकासु सलिलं पिपासार्दितः कदाचिदपि पर्यटन् शशविषाणम् आसादयेत् न तु प्रतिनिविष्टमूर्खजनचित्तम् आराधयेत्.
In this Vyakhana, they have given that Jasau Jasayala Vasugrhayatischa Prithvi Guru. In this Vyakhana,
it's here. Okay. Because both slokas are like that. I forgot.
Same, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Atayeva sikatasu tailam ityatra mrigatrishnikasu salilam ityatra murkhajana chittam ityatra cha ashtama varne vihitasya vichedasya abhavat yati bhrashta nama doshaha. Okay. He gives that there is a dosham here called Yati Bhrashta, and he gives the definition from Vidyanatha's Prataparudriyam. Yatra sthane Yati Bramshaha tad Yati Bhrashtam uchyate. Yatra sthane, wherever there should be a yati, and if that yati bhramsha, if he has slipped on that, then the name of the dosha is called yati bhrashtam. Na kutrachit padamadye tu yatimichanti surayah. So sometimes people can have a yati in certain places. It depends on the poet. So the lakshanam for a meter. See, people don't write slokas based on the lakshanam. It's only people like us who want to try to coin a verse in every meter. We try to do that. But then in those days, Kavis used to write, there was no Vrittaratnagaram. Vrittaratnagaram came later probably. Or Chandas was existing. It was a different kind of Chandas. They would write their own shlokas.
But his continuation says, Yatra purva parau bhagau nasyatam ekavarnakau. I wonder what does he mean?
Purva apara bhagau. The first part and the second part should not be the same varna. I don't know. Purva aparabhagayoho ekavarnagatatvat nirankushah kalu kavayaha bhavanti sarvapathinah. This is better. I like that.
That is there, but I wonder what he means by that.
I don't know. Ekavarnam could mean that the same tata. If it follows with that, then
I mean, taila irukku, so there's definitely
a different varna. Okay. One who wants to bring a murkha under his grasp. So what is his task? Vyalam balam mrinala tantubhir asau rodhum samujram vate bhettum vajramanim shirisha kusuma prantena sannahyati madhuryam madhubinduna rajayitum ksharambudhe rihate murkhan yaha pratinetum ichchati balat suktaihi sudha syandibihi. Yaha murkhana pratinetum ichchati. A person who wants to bring a fool under his control, or pratinetum can mean like he wants to lead the fools into the right path. Ichchati, balat, with force. Using suktaihi, with the nice sounding sayings, very beautiful sayings, which are sudha syandibihi, which are dripping with nectar, with amritam. So sudha syandibihi suktaihi, with the words or sayings that are dripping with nectar. If a person, the person who tries to bring the murkha, bring the fools to the proper path, pratinetum, in order to lead them back into the proper path with force, then what is he trying to do? He is actually trying to control a vyalam rodhum samujrimbate. It is like he is one who wants to rodhum, to bind a vyala nama gajaha. It's more like a dushta gaja, a wicked elephant. He wants to try to bind a wicked elephant using bala mrinala tantu, using very soft lotus stalks, ropes made up of lotus stalk, or there is a lotus stalk and then you can actually extract a rope from within the lotus stalk. Vazhana redupomolyo and the madri, like taking out the thread from the stalk of a banana. Similarly, you can take out the inner portion from a lotus stalk and it becomes a very thin rope. Adha vechudha vandu she used Parvati strung a row of lotus seeds using the mrinala tantu. She used that thread and then made a mala, japamala, and offered to Shiva when she was doing before she did tapas, before Manmatha Dahanam. That is when Shiva fell in love with Parvati at that point. Yeah? So mrinala tantu is the small thread that is within the a soft stalk of a lotus. So using the tantubihi, using the soft fibers or soft thread that is within a bala mrinala, within a very young stalk of lotus, with using those threads, he is samujrambate, he is attempting to rodhum, to control vyala, a bad elephant. Shirisha kusuma prantena vajramanim bhettum sannakhyati. Sannahyati, again, he is trying to make an effort. So, samujrimbate krita prayatnaha bhavati. Sannahanam also is the same thing. Udyuktaha bhavati. The same word is expressed in different, same meaning is expressed in two different words here. Samujrimbate, sannahyati. He wants to bhettum. He wants to cut open a diamond using the edge of a shirisha pushpa. Shirisha is a very soft flower. Shirisha pushpamangaradu, it's like tumba pumbo. And the madri, it's a very soft flower. It cannot hold idla vara madri. Shirisha pushpam napunaf patatrinaha. Pelavam, shatpada pelavam. Another Mena, when she is trying to stop in Kumarasambhavam, when she is trying to stop Parvati from going to the tapas, she says, Manishitas santi griheshu devataha. All our devatas are in our backyard here. Himalayas is supposed to be the Devalayam, where all the devas are there. They are just in our backyard. Why do you have to go outside and do tapas? The kathinyam of tapas can be borne only by certain people. It cannot be born by people like you, because you have been born in this thing. You have been born to enjoy the luxuries. So padam saheta bhramarasya pelavam. A shirisha pushpa is so soft that only a bee can go and land on that flower. It can tolerate only the soft legs of a bee. It cannot tolerate if a huge bird comes and lands on the flower. So, napunaf patatrinaha. Patatri nama pakshi. Pakshinaha tatra, if it comes and lands on the flower, it cannot tolerate that. So, it's only the bee's soft feet it can tolerate. So, tatha, imagine this Shirisha Pushpam, which is such a soft thing. You're using that to cut open a Vajramani, a diamond. Not possible. You cut a diamond only with a diamond, right? So, Shirisha Kusuma Prantena, with the corner of a Shirisha flower, Vajramanim Bhettum, he is trying to Bhettum Nama Palakkardu, cut open. He is trying to cut open a diamond with the edge of a Shirisha flower. Madhuryam Madhubinduna Kshara Ambudehe Madhuryam Rachayitum Ihate. Madhubinduna, with just one drop of honey, he is trying to Ihate. He wishes to Madhuryam, he wishes to create sweetness in the salty ocean. Even if so many rivers come and pour sweet water into it, still the ocean remains salty. There is no change in its taste. Imagine someone trying to put one drop of honey in it and says, oh, it is going to turn everything into sweet. That is how it is to try to turn back a fool into the proper path using lovely words. Okay. This is Shardula Vikriditam. Shardula Vikriditam. Surya Ashvair Masajas Tata Saguravaha Shardula Vikriditam. So again, Surya Ashva. So Suryangardu is Surya Ashvaihi. How many Ashva, how many horses does Surya have?
7.
The sun, 7. So you have 7 plus 7 plus 7. No? About 21. 21 is Sragdhara. This should be 19. 12 Adityargal and 7 horses. So 12 plus 7, 19. Okay, Shardula Vikriditam is a 19 syllable meter. Okay. Ma, sa, ja, ta, ta, and then 2 gurus. Vyalam balam mrinala tantu bhiraso rodhum samujram bhate bhettum vajramanim shirisha kusuma prantena sannahyati madhuryam madhubinduna rachayitum ksharam budhe rihate murkhanyav pratinetum ichhati balat suktais sudha syandibhihi. Swayattam. So what is the gati? Atha yesham gatim ah. What can they do now? What can the fool, what is enna pokka unikku abdingra? Swayattam ekantahitam vidhatra vinirmitam chadanam anyatayaha visheshatas sarvavidam samaje vibhushanam maunam apanditana Apanditanam vibhushanam, the ornament of apandita, of fools, is maunam. So it is the being quiet, remaining quiet is the ornament of people who are not intelligent. Especially visheshataha, in particular, sarvavidam samaje, in a company of intelligent people, in the samajam, in an assembly of people who know everything. Sarvavidam samaje. When there are people who are intelligent and you know that you should first know that they are intelligent. If you don't even know that, then there is no point. No? But you know that they are intelligent, they know something that you don't know, then in that assembly, try to keep quiet. And this maunam, you don't need to borrow it from someone. It is already present within yourself. Swayattam, swa ayattam, ayattam again is adhinam, swadhine vartate. It is within your grasp. Ekanta hitam. Ekantam nama atyanta hitam. It is the only hitakari. Ekantam always refers to matra. Eva iti. Hitameva dadati. If you stay quiet, it is always the most beneficial thing to give. Idhula solluvar. தாய்மானவர் தான் நினைக்கிறேன். கந்துக மதக்கரியை வசமா நடத்தலாம், கரடி வெம்புலி வாயையும் கட்டலாம், ஒரு சிங்கம் முதுகின் மேல் கொள்ளலாம், கட்சவி எடுத்தாட்டலாம், கனல் மேல் நடக்கலாம், என்னெல்லாமோ சொல்லிட்டோ கடைசியில் வந்து சும்மா இருத்தல் அரிதும்பர். It is a big task. It is difficult to find someone who is quiet. You can do whatever. அதாவது உலோகங்களை உருக்கி அந்த காயகல்ப விதியெல்லாம் பண்ணி you can even transform, you can move from one body to another body, you can control a lion, control a elephant, என்ன வேணா possible. Everything is possible. The most difficult thing is to be quiet. சும்மா இருத்தல் அரிதும்பர். Swayattam ekantahitam. It is the most beneficial thing. Vidhatra vinirmitam ajnatayaha chadanam. It is a cover for the ignorance. Ajnata, ajnasya bhavaha ajnata. Ajnatayaha chadanatvena vidhatra brahmana vinirmitam vartate. So it is a cover for the ignorance that has been specially created by Brahma. The creator has made it, he has created it as a porva madri, chadanam. It covers everything. And it is also, see, some people, when you are very quiet, they will always think, oh, maybe he knows a lot, that is why he is also quiet. So it can actually cover up the ignorance that you have if you are very quiet in a samajam like this. You don't need to open your mouth. Adudanga. It's not something that is, it hides your ajnata. Not only that, it also hides the fact that you are an ajna. You are an unintelligent person. It hides that fact. Nobody will even know whether you are knowledgeable or ignorant. So ajnatayaha chadanam vartate. And it is readily available for people. Swayattam ekantahitam vidhatra. Idu vandu swayattamங்கிறது I think விசேஷதः இந்திரவஜ்ரா, உபேந்திரவஜ்ரா. இது உபேந்திரவஜ்ரா yaditau jagau.
Indravajra Upajati, yeah.
This is
First
an
one is, I
Upajati.
think, Indravajra, and next three are
Next one is Upendravajra. Yes. Syadindravajra yaditau jagau gaha. Upendravajra jatajas tato gau. That is so the combination of both becomes as it's called Upajati. It will be useful when you write the fourth paper. You have Vrittaratnakaram in this paper, then? Ama. Yeah.
Not in this paper.
Not in this Kovidava?
I think so.
Or
Yeah.
Kuvalyananda? No, I think it's in the fifth level. Visheshatas sarvavidam samaje vibhushanam maunam apanditanam. Okay, we'll probably stop with this.